Guatemala produces some of the best coffee in the world. But there is one problem. Local, small-scale farmers cannot survive on the prices they receive for their product. Because of this, many leave their homes and families in search of a brighter future in the wealthy, more prosperous countries in the north. But there is a solution to this problem. The Lampocoy Coffee Project. In 2019, Roberto and Victor, two coffee farmers from Lampocoy, Guatemala, visited Germany to learn more about the international coffee trade. Jorge, the roaster, speaks Spanish, explaining how he uses modern machines to roast specialty coffee. They are both pretty fascinated by this process. They travelled to Germany to understand more about the demands of their customer, specifically what the specialty coffee market expects from the beans they produce for the Lampocoy Coffee Project. Roberto hadn't realised how much the Europeans valued his work. His father, Victor, and him work as agronomists for the Lampocoy Coffee Project, meaning they study the plant and soil to improve the process of growing farm crops. But before today, they had had no idea that roasters and consumers appreciated the quality of their work to this extent. Although the Lampocoy Coffee Project was only founded in 2011, its coffee has already received international acclaim in the form of prizes and awards. The coffee is traded directly between the local coffee farmers and buyers abroad. It encourages and empowers economically disadvantaged small-scale farmers to produce a better quality product so that they can achieve a good standard of life. Slowly, the two Guatemalans are starting to understand the value of their product. At home we use the same ground coffee up to 5 times, Victor says, and we don't usually drink coffee after dinner. And the packaging. I like the presentation, Roberto says. You can clearly see where the coffee comes from and what is inside. The Lampocoy coffee has rapidly conquered the palates and hearts of European coffee lovers. But until now, Roberto and his father didn't know just how wonderful their coffee tastes. How is it? I asked Don Victor.
Bien.
All coffee from Guatemala tastes good, but the Lampocoy is particularly special. For over 10 months, the cherries ripen to perfection under the sun of eastern Guatemala. Then it's time to harvest them. The combination of the altitude, soil, and a microclimate dominated by trade winds produces a delicious, full-bodied coffee with notes of nuts and chocolate. Great care is taken over fingerpicking, which guarantees the highest quality product. But producers are poor. Very poor. And families are big. Kids want to go to school, but the market value of coffee worldwide has fallen, and communities here are therefore suffering from starvation. Coffee is all we have here, says Abram. When prices fall, we don't have enough to survive. The low prices are discouraging, says Jose. There are no incentives for us to continue, not here at home, nor from the outside world. But young people dream of a better life.
Pues tienden
a migrar hacia los Estados Unidos.
Despite all the associated risks, they leave for the US, says Victor.
Hay veces que pierden hasta la vida. Han habido casos que han muerto.
But many of those who do so often later return to Guatemala dead. It is for this reason that the Lampocoy Coffee Project began in 2011. Victor and Roberto make year-round visits to the local coffee producers near to the village of Lampocoy to see if they can join the project. Sometimes they travel on foot up to the remote plantations high up in the mountains. It is the time of the harvest. Victor evaluates the quality of the cherries. How are they?
Sí, calidad.
Yes, very good, he says. Up here they're good, but look down at this branch. These are iron deficient. They are expecting Victor. It smells like coffee. They grind the beans in the traditional way. Donna Maria is baking tortilla, a staple food in Guatemala and sometimes the only thing to eat. Behind the house, the coffee is being prepared in the traditional way. Victor explains the rules of the project. There is no shortage of potassium, he says. You don't have to buy it. The soil is good. We are starting our work here on the plantation, Victor says. Later, we will optimize the fermentation and drying process. That's how to produce the highest quality product. To guarantee this quality, the project only buys finger-picked, well-ripened cherries from the farmers. It's more work because both ripe and green cherries grow on the same branches, and it makes harvesting more expensive. But, given the prices which the project pays, the farmers can improve both their income and the quality of life for their families. We only harvest ripe cherries, Carmelina says. We know that when we sign a contract, we have a responsibility to produce the best quality product possible. And we'll do it. Because if we do this well, it means we have a future. The farmers from the project know they get paid up to 70% more than they otherwise would on the world market. These earnings help to buy food and pay for medicine and school, Victor says. It would definitely help, says Abraham. My kids go to school. If you pay me well, I'll get you good coffee. Elsewhere, more than 100 coffee roasters across 6 European countries support the concept of the Lampocoy Coffee Project. We decided to support this project because we know the farmers have the opportunity to participate in the full life cycle process of making exceptional quality coffee, says Andreas. If they produce good coffee, they will personally gain the benefits and have the chance to trade directly with Europe.
Weil ich immer schon einen Kaffee haben wollte von Kleinbauern.
I'd always wanted to offer coffee from small-scale farmers to my clients, said Steffi. It's an environmentally friendly coffee from a project offering total transparency and excellent quality. It's our best coffee.
Wir haben uns mit der Thematik beschäftigt.
We were looking for a project which considered how the coffee is produced and how the people who produced it lived. said Ines from Dresden. We wanted to help local farmers because they are doing the work, and we need to pay the people who are doing this work properly. We tried this coffee and we were really impressed by its quality.
Proben da von dem Kaffee und wir sind von der Qualität sehr überzeugt und deswegen haben wir uns dafür entschieden.
Die Kunden trinken gerne Lampocoy, weil
Our clients love the coffee from Lampocoy, says Jens.
direkt gehandelt wird, weil wir
They know it's traded fairly and directly, and we can tell them exactly where it's from and what the situation is like over there. Its unique quality means our clients prefer to drink Lampocoy. Roberto is very proud of his product. Many roasters like to personally see how the project works. They join us for a one-week adventure in Guatemala. They are very welcome in Lampocoy and learn everything about coffee and life in the village. So, what was their experience? Inconceivable. A different perspective. I enjoyed it greatly and developed a much greater understanding and appreciation for the coffee in our shop. We don't care about the different certifications of coffee. For me, it's more important that I know the farmer personally and that I know how he works. Transparency is very important to us. Our guests from Europe learn about the different aspects of coffee production, from the plantation to the process the beans go through. Victor monitors the fermentation. Only the best beans pass this process. At the end of this process, we have a clean product produced from the ripe cherries, which is now ready to be exported. Each step of the process is monitored at all times and subject to improvement. It is through this that they maintain their exceptional high-end specialty coffee. The Lampocoy coffee dries in the mild sun of the Motagua Valley. After 10 or 12 days, you can check the quality of the work. Here we have the green coffee beans from Lampocoy. To fight poverty, the project doesn't only pay higher prices, but has become involved in helping directly. Donna Silvia is given food and dishes. She has 6 children and hardly has anything. Her daughter, Darina, is blind, paralyzed, and suffers from eczema. This family is desperate. The doctor says there is no cure for her blindness, Sylvia says, nor for the skin. Medical appointments of any sort are very expensive in Guatemala. But thanks to a donation to the Coffee Project, it was possible to pay for new examinations and expert advice. Darina still depends on help from her sister. But now she is learning Braille. This gives her some hope within great darkness. It is the same situation for those who are sick. In Lampocoy, young infants and children still die from diarrhea because mothers don't have the small amount of money required for an infusion. The Coffee Project provides people with the drugs they so desperately need. School pupils need notebooks, pencils, sharpeners and erasers, but parents can't afford it. The project and roasters from Europe distribute useful items such as stationery. With donations from Europe, the project already built 4 centres for computing. The coffee farmers' children are learning to use the library and office programs. There are new opportunities on the horizon.
Esto les permitiría a ellos poder entrar a este mundo de la
Children now
tecnología,
have access
les
to new
permitiría a ellos
technology
poder
and
tener
knowledge,
nuevos
says Fernando.
conocimientos y poderse enfrentar a lo que les espera el futuro. Ya cuando ellos les toque
If they can work with
entrar a una
computers,
carrera
they have a
o
much
nivel
better
básico,
chance within the job
ellos ya
market.
lleven esa experiencia de qué es trabajar con una computadora.
Books, videos, and photo galleries on hard drives help them discover new knowledge about life and the world outside of the village. Further education now exists. The Coffee Project funds a course for 17 young men to become bike mechanics. Axel and his friend Jorge have opened their own workshop. They are grateful for the opportunity and optimistic about the future. I gained a lot from this course, says Axel. I learned how to repair bikes and now I have an additional income. Thanks to this course, says Jorge, I have more money now than before. This workshop and the additional income they earn makes them proud. They have a future. "27 women produce their own coffee for the project. The Café de Mujer, the coffee from women. As women, we have our own plans, but the men here are used to maintaining control over the money," says Carmelina. This needs to change. This project pays the earnings directly to the women. At the end of their trip to Europe, Victor and Roberto visit a big storage for coffee in Hamburg. The trip has left a lasting impression on them. I am proud and happy to play a part in this project for my country, Guatemala, says Victor. And in Lampocoy, people are also happy. Already, with the good prices farmers receive from this small Lampocoy Coffee Project, more than 1,000 people have been given a better future.